Hello, hello, and welcome to episode 136 of the Compassion and Cucumbers podcast. I'm Christine.
And I'm Sam.
Hey, how you doing today?
I'm just fine. How are you?
Good. I hope you out there are also doing well.
It's a lovely sunny day here.
It started out kind of gloomy, but it's looking good now.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah, spring is in the air. Spring is in
Certainly
the air.
is.
And happy Earth Day.
Yes.
Happy Earth Day to all.
Yes. Happy Earth Day to all.
Yeah.
And Earth Day is also the birthday of our favorite teenager.
Yes, our niece Lucy, her birthday is Earth Day. So Earth Day birthday.
So happy Earth Day birthday, Lucy.
Yeah, it's really easy to remember her birthday. Mm-hmm. Hey, we're gearing up here for some home improvements, which I don't know about you, but I find it a little stressful when home improvements are happening.
Well, that's understandable.
Right?
Yeah.
Because like people are coming into your house, we're having some windows replaced and some siding put on the house, and it just stresses me out.
Yeah.
You know?
That makes sense.
Yeah. So I hope that goes well.
I do too.
That's this week.
I'm sure it will. I have no qualms about it.
You have no qualms?
I have no qualms.
Okay. I'm trying not to have qualms. I'm going to try and be qualm free.
Okay. I support that.
Yeah. Coming up next weekend, we're going to be moderating a panel at the Syracuse Vegan Living Program.
We sure are.
In Syracuse on the 27th. That should be a good time.
Oh, it's going to be great.
Yeah, and that is...
Any excuse to go to Syracuse, really.
Oh, yeah. We love the vegan community up there in Syracuse.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, we're really looking forward to that. And that's going to kind of kick off our Veg Fest season because then the following weekend...
we will be at the Pittsburgh Veg Fair.
Yeah, May 4th. May the 4th be with you.
That's right.
We will be at the Pittsburgh Veg Fair in Pittsburgh.
Which is, in fact, a fundraiser for the Pittsburgh Veg Fest.
Yeah, definitely benefits the Pittsburgh Veg Fest. So if you're in the Pittsburgh area, come out and say hi.
Yeah.
Do you have any other things you want to talk about, like what we've been up to or anything like that?
No, not really. It's been a pretty chill week.
Yeah, it has been kind of chill.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, one thing I wanted to talk about is we have a new segment that we're going to start doing soon, hopefully.
Okay.
But we need your help in order to make this segment work, and also kind of tossing around a couple of different names for the segment. Right now it's being called Assignment My Favorite Vegan Restaurant.
Okay.
Or Mission Save Our Vegan Restaurants.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm constantly reading about restaurants struggling, especially vegan restaurants struggling in the economy today. And every other day I'm reading about a restaurant closing or threatening to close or having trouble paying their rent or having trouble paying their employees. So what we're asking you to do is to send us either via email or DM or Facebook message or however you're more comfortable with. Send us your favorite vegan restaurant and some details about it, where it is, what their hours are, what your favorite meal is there, what you love about it. And we just want to start to shout out some of these, vegan restaurants and small business owners to, just help get the word out about their businesses.
Works for me.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
And if you have some other spectacular name that we can call the segment, let us know that also.
Yeah, I don't feel like the name is quite the right fit yet.
You don't think Assignment My Favorite Vegan Restaurant?
No, it's too many syllables.
Yeah. So help us out with that.
Yeah, it's too many syllables. It needs an acronym or something.
An acronym?
Yeah.
MFVR.
Yeah, but
that doesn't spell anything.
It doesn't. So I'm just saying.
Yeah, well, we'll have to think on that.
Yeah, I'm going to keep pondering, see if I can come up with.
Yeah, Sam's going to ponder. I want you to ponder. But like I said, send us that information about your favorite restaurants and whatnot, and include in there what you think we should call the segment, because we can use your ideas.
Yeah,
and that brings us to this week's recipe. We have a recipe.
Yes, we do.
Can you believe it?
I'm amazed.
I'm shocked myself. So let's just jump into it. Here is this week's listener recipe of the week. So this week I made Sarah Woodard's Greek falafel fries.
Yes, you did.
What did you think of this recipe?
This was kind of nutty. First of all, allow me to say that I love Greek food, specifically anything that is in kind of the falafel, gyro, souvlaki kind of realm.
Sure.
I just absolutely love that stuff.
Uh-huh.
So, you kind of had me at Greek.
Okay.
Yes. I love those flavor combinations. So I was into the idea of this to begin with. I really enjoyed the fact that you combined, because we didn't have enough fries.
Yeah, I bolstered the fries with some tater tots.
Yes, and I have to say, and Sarah, this is a recommendation for you. Try it with tots.
It was good with the tots. I think
it was really good with the tots. There was something texturally about the tots that worked really,
There's
really well.
There's more surface on a tot. It gets crunchier.
Yeah.
I did the fries and the tots in our air fryer, and they came out great. But that's the thing about loaded fries is a lot of times the fries kind of take on the moisture from the things you're putting on, and they get a little soggy.
And tots hold up a little bit better, I think, to that moisture.
Definitely hold up.
Definitely.
Yeah. But let's talk about what was on these loaded fries.
Yes, absolutely. So we had some falafel, and we had some black olives, and we had some hummus, and we had some feta, some vegan feta.
Yeah.
And we had what really became the star of the show for me, banana peppers.
Yeah, I agree. The banana peppers really made it pop.
Yeah. I don't know why that was. I don't know, just that hit of vinegar.
Yeah.
Kind of in all of those, basic fatty, kind of heavy.
Yeah, you definitely
heavy
needed
flavors and textures.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that the banana pepper just kind of cut through all of that and really lifted it.
Yeah, brightened it up a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is a really fun recipe.
Yeah. And for me, this is incredibly, this deserves to be kind of a theme and variations thing.
Theme and variations.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, so we, put other things on it or change it up a little bit.
Absolutely.
Sure.
So the way I would alter this recipe just a little bit, and don't get me wrong, it did give you kind of that Greek diner food throwback,
right?
Without question, it really, really did. But I like a little more contrast, and so what I would love to do is take the same basic recipe, but maybe instead of the hummus, do a little bit of tzatziki, and maybe toss in some fresh cucumber or fresh tomato.
One thing that I didn't put on it that was supposed to be on it.
What?
Cabbage.
That would have, yeah.
Yep. It just occurred to me that I didn't put the cabbage on.
Yep. It needed a fresh
crunch factor.
It needed a crunch factor. It needed a fresh element.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Sarah. I forgot to put the cabbage on, and I will make them again with the cabbage.
Yep, definitely.
It just now occurred to me that I forgot to put the cabbage on.
There you go.
Duh. Anyway, Sarah made this recipe to mimic something that she used to get takeout from a restaurant near where she lived. But it was kind of expensive.
Yeah.
And so, to save money on takeout, she developed the recipe herself. And I think that's a really cool idea.
Very smart.
Yeah.
Yep. Very smart.
Yeah.
Love it. So thank you, Sarah, for sharing that. We certainly enjoyed that earlier today.
We did. That was our lunch.
It was our lunch. Christine put this big plate of French fries down on the coffee table and said, help me eat this.
Yep. I brought this serving platter. It's really like a pasta dish. It used to be my mother's. Came from Italy. And it was filled with fries and tots and all the fixins. And I just handed her a fork and said, here you go.
It was fun.
Help me out.
Yep.
Yeah, it was really good. It was really good. And I can't believe I just now remembered that there was supposed to be some shredded cabbage on top. And I forgot it.
There you go.
Duh. Anyway, fun. And I'm glad we finally had a recipe again.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that feels really, really nice.
Yeah.
Now, we probably won't have one next week.
Yeah, with the house, the stuff being done around the house, it might not happen.
Might not happen.
We'll see.
I also have an unusually busy work week.
Yeah.
A lot of late evenings this week. And we're going away during the weekend. So, chances are we might not have a recipe next week.
We'll see. Probably not.
Yeah.
But hey, sticking with the fun theme, for lack of a better word.
When did we get on a fun theme?
I was saying that recipe was really fun.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Sorry.
And something else that's really fun is this week's Noteworthy section.
Yes. This week in the Noteworthy section, we are going to give you some fun facts about cucumbers.
You know we love them. It's in our name.
That's right.
Fun facts about cucumbers.
Come on, these are fun facts, guys. Let's have fun with them.
Yes. So fun fact number 1, cucumbers contain most of the vitamins you need every day. Just one cucumber contains vitamin B1, B2, B3, B5, B6, folic acid, vitamin C, calcium, iron, magnesium, phosphorus, potassium, and zinc.
Whoa, mighty cucumber.
Oh, the mighty cucumber. So for those of you out there who are thinking, cucumber is just essentially water and fiber, nope, there's a lot more going on there than you think.
Not true. Fun fact number 2, if you're feeling tired in the afternoon, put down your caffeinated soda and pick up a cucumber. Cucumbers are a good source of B vitamins, like Sam just said, and carbohydrates that can provide you that quick pick-me-up that can last for hours.
Absolutely. I also recommend slicing some cucumber and tossing it into your water bottle.
Oh, yeah. I love cucumber water.
Yep.
It's really refreshing.
It is. It's wonderful.
This one's funny.
This is funny. So, tired of your bathroom mirror fogging up after a shower? Try rubbing a cucumber slice along the mirror. It will eliminate the fog and provide a soothing spa-like fragrance.
I'm not sure I'm going to try that.
Well, I have never tried that. I'm tempted, I'll admit. That could be nice.
I don't know. It seems like a waste of a cucumber to me.
That's a fair point. That is a fair point. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah. Hey, fun fact number 4, are grubs and slugs ruining your planting beds? Place a few slices in a small pie tin and your garden will be free of pests all season long. Apparently, the chemicals in the cucumber react with the aluminum to give off a scent undetectable to humans, but that drives garden pests crazy and makes them flee the area.
No kidding.
Yeah, I mean, that's what this says. I don't know if it's true. I've never tried that.
We might
I
have
do
to
know that
put it to
slugs
the
and
test.
snails love cucumbers. But I guess it's the combination of the cucumber and the aluminum plate.
Oh, that's so interesting.
Yeah, interesting.
Very cool. Okay, so let's say you've overindulged a bit and want to avoid a hangover or a terrible headache. Eat a few cucumber slices before going to bed to wake up refreshed and headache-free. Cucumbers contain enough sugar, B vitamins, and electrolytes to replenish essential nutrients the body lost, keeping everything in equilibrium, avoiding both a hangover and a headache.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
I never tried that.
But I have to admit that cucumber is a great just before bed snack.
Is it?
It really is.
Yeah. I've never had cucumbers before bed. I can't say that I ever have.
Yeah. No, I enjoy cucumbers at any time.
Yeah, true. You do.
So,
We buy a lot of cucumbers.
We do.
We do. And especially the mini ones because they're really flavorful.
Yep.
Here's one. Looking to fight off that afternoon or evening snacking binge? Cucumbers have been used for centuries and often used by European trappers, traders, and explorers for quick meals to thwart off starvation.
That makes sense.
Right.
It really does.
I think it's interesting that they talk about European trappers and traders. I don't know about that, but apparently if you don't want to, feel really snacky, eat a cucumber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, again, because it's got some sugar in it. It's got enough fiber and water to make you feel full.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I can see that being a good strategy.
Yeah. Here's another funny one.
Have an important meeting or job interview and you suddenly realize that you didn't have enough time to polish your shoes?
I can't tell you how many times that's happened.
I can tell you exactly how many times that's happened. Never.
Well,
exactly.
Where
never.
I used to work, you used to have to polish your shoes.
Oh.
We had like shoe polishing stations.
Oh my. Regardless, you can just rub a freshly cut cucumber over the shoe. The chemicals in the cucumber will provide a quick and durable shine that not only looks great, but also repels water.
I don't know. I never tried that.
Well, we're going to have to try some of these things out, obviously.
You know what? I also file that under, seems like a waste of a cucumber.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, I mean,
That's funny.
We don't really have a need for shoe shining around here.
right?
So,
Yeah. And in that vein, Out of WD-40 and need to fix a squeaky hinge? Take a cucumber slice and rub it along the problematic hinge, and voila, the squeak is gone.
Interesting. Interesting.
Where did they come up with this?
I don't know. Somebody must have tried it.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know about that. What's the next one?
Well, I'm just curious as to why you seem so dubious.
I don't know. Rubbing a cucumber on a hinge seems really weird to me.
You seem really weird to me.
I mean, I could think of 100 other things you could use. I mean, use a little olive oil or something. A cucumber? That just seems strange to me.
Well.
And again, wasteful of cucumbers.
Well, again, I think somebody tried it.
You could rub it, cut that little part off, and eat the rest of the cucumber.
Yes.
Yeah.
You could.
Yeah. All right, what's the next one?
All right. Next is for those of you who are stressed out but don't have time for a massage, a facial, or a visit to the spa. Cut up an entire cucumber and place it in boiling water. The chemicals and nutrients from the cucumber will react with the boiling water and be released in the steam, creating a soothing, relaxing aroma that has been shown to reduce stress in new mothers and college students during final exams.
Oh, you should do that at work. You should bring a big pot of hot water with cucumbers for finals week.
I don't think I'm allowed to do that.
Careful, don't trip over the boiling pot of water.
Yeah, I don't think I'm allowed to do that.
Yeah, that might not be a good idea.
No.
Anyway.
No.
Oh, here's one. Did you just finish a business lunch and realize you don't have gum or mints? Take a slice of cucumber and press it to the roof of your mouth with your tongue for 30 seconds to eliminate bad breath. The phytochemicals will kill the bacteria in your mouth responsible for causing bad breath.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, totally. Looking for a green way to clean your taps, sinks, or other stainless steel?
These ones I don't know.
Well, then why didn't you edit them out?
Because they're funny. I think they're funny. And who knows? I haven't tried these. Maybe it works. Continue.
Take a slice of cucumber and rub it on the surface that you want to clean. Not only will it remove years of tarnish and bring back the shine, but it won't leave streaks and won't harm your fingers or fingernails while you clean.
Okay. All right, here's one I want to try. If you're using a pen and you've made a mistake, take the outside of a cucumber and slowly use it to erase the pen writing. It also works great on crayons, markers, and things that the kids have used to decorate your walls.
Yeah, I'm going to try that.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I am literally going to try that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cucumber eraser.
Cucumber eraser.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm very curious.
Anyway, so there's just some fun facts about cucumbers.
Indeed.
I thought that was kind of fun.
It is fun.
That's why they call them fun facts.
There you go.
Yeah. Hey, it's time for our main topic. This week's main topic, we're going to be going over some vegan headlines that make us go, grrr.
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 Okay. All right.
And we're not going to read these articles. I just want to skim the articles. It's the headlines really that make us go grrr.
Okay.
Okay. Mm-hmm. We can pull out a couple of points in the article, but these are the headlines that make us go grrr.
Okay.
And what is that first one?
We're going to start off with the headline, Is vegan a dirty word? Study finds it turns some people off.
Yeah, and this comes from WebMD.
In a new study, researchers at the University of Southern California set out to learn how vegan labeling influenced consumers. They offered more than 7,000 people a choice between two gourmet food gift baskets. One included meat and dairy, and the other held exclusively plant-based foods. The basket without animal products was chosen just 20% of the time when it was labeled vegan, but when it bore labels like healthy and sustainable, more than twice as many people in the study selected it.
That's right. Vegan, the word, is getting a really bad rap. Just recently I saw where Hellmann's vegan mayo, which now says Hellman's vegan mayo on the label
Yeah.
is now going to say Hellman's plant-based mayo because they're taking a page from this article, apparently, that, the word vegan turns people off.
So one of the researchers from that study said that there's a perception that vegans are judgmental and joyless and that vegan diets are boring.
All right. I would ask them to listen to any of our vegan myths busting episodes. Are we boring and are we obnoxious?
Well, I don't know. We seem to entertain ourselves. I can't speak for anybody else.
Yeah. So apparently the word vegan is annoying to people.
Yes.
This next one, the headline is this one, okay. Just a caveat here. This comes from Fox News. Okay. But the headline is what makes you go grr. The headline says, young people like me are going vegan and that's bad for the environment. Grr, right? I mean, come on.
That really makes me go, huh?
Right? Okay.
Yeah.
Like I said, this is an opinion piece written by Jason Reed of Fox News. And why exactly does Jason think that going vegan is bad for the environment? His main point is farming soybeans. Farming soybeans is a disaster. Okay, Jason. But can you dig a little deeper and find out what most of the soybeans being grown are for?
Exactly. Most of the soybeans grown on the planet, in fact, 90% of the soybeans grown on the planet are grown for feed for domesticated animals, animals in the animal agriculture system.
Absolutely.
So if the need for feed was eliminated or severely reduced, so would the need to grow so many soybeans.
Exactly. And I think I'm not sure of the exact figure. It's only something like 10% of soybean grown is grown for human consumption. It's a very low percentage.
I believe it is 10%, and it's all of the organic soybeans that are grown are for human consumption.
Yeah. Then he goes on to talk about there was a vegan influencer who died of starvation. And I'm not sure if we talked about her when that happened. She was a raw vegan and she died of starvation. But she didn't die because she was vegan. She died because she had a terrible eating disorder.
Yes.
And
she just happened to be vegan as well.
Yeah. And so I think to include that in his piece here is really irresponsible.
I agree. Absolutely. Yes, but if the growing of soybeans is your primary argument for veganism being detrimental to the environmental movement, just take a look at where most of those soybeans are going to.
Yeah, they're grown for feed for the animal agriculture industry, just like Sam said.
Indeed.
So take that, Jason. Okay, what is the next headline that irks us?
The next one that, kind of touches a nerve is coming from St. Luke's Mid-America Heart Institute. And the headline says, research shows that a vegan diet leads to nutritional deficiencies and health problems, and that a plant-forward omnivorous whole foods diet is healthier.
Yeah, St. Luke's. I think we've spoken about how the American Heart Association, the American Lung Association, and a number of other supposedly nonprofit institutions that rely on monies that come from not only big tobacco, but big pharma and big agriculture, they often will skew scientific results to lean in favor of including animal protein in the human diet.
Yes, that's actually common practice.
Yeah.
Yeah, very common practice.
That's what St. Luke's is doing here in this article. We know that it's been proven time and time again that eating whole fruits, vegetables, grains, legumes is the healthiest way to eat if you're talking about health.
The article does state that compared to the standard American diet of highly processed, low-fiber, high-calorie, sugary foods, vegan diets do have some health advantages. However, researchers found that avoiding all animal foods may lead to nutritional deficiencies in vitamin B12, omega-3, calcium, zinc, iron, magnesium, and high-quality protein.
This is patently false.
It is.
This is patently false. And St. Luke's is willing to risk people's health by giving bad information.
Yes. So we do know that B12 does need to be supplemented on a vegan diet.
Supplemented, or you can get B12 from nutritional yeast. There are ways. A lot of plant milks are fortified with
Yes.
B12.
Yeah, there are a number of ways you can do it.
Yes.
I personally take a multivitamin every day that
Right.
includes B12.
Sure.
I also actually, I put like an electrolyte kind of hydrator in my water.
Right.
Which again gives me a little bit of an electrolyte boost, including B12.
Sure.
So that's really easily handled.
Right.
As for omega-3, calcium, zinc, iron, magnesium, and high-quality protein, you get a great deal of all of those things when you are eating a balanced whole foods diet.
Absolutely. You can get that from plant sources and from nuts and seeds and a number of ways
Now-
that don't include eating animals.
That's right. Now, if we're talking about like a full-on junk food vegan diet,
Well, sure.
I could see some of these things being problematic. Not so much the protein, because
Right.
you're going to get plenty of protein. You're just going to get it from plant sources instead of animal sources.
Yeah.
And let's remember there that the amount of protein that is recommended for humans these days is actually quite a bit more than we actually need.
Yeah, it's far more than what the average human needs. We're not out building houses. I mean, some people are, don't get me wrong.
Yes.
But we're not living in an era where we're hunting and gathering, using up massive amounts of, calories and being like using our bodies in very strenuous ways just to survive. So the amount of protein that the human body needs is not anywhere near what I guess I would say like government entities are telling us is required.
Absolutely not.
Yeah. Unless you're like a high performance athlete or like I said, you have a really high intensity job.
They do a pretty good job of making it clear that the human diet should include lots of vegetables, nuts, seeds, avocados, olive oil, berries, and other fruits, whole grains, and legumes.
They're not going to be totally irresponsible.
No.
Yeah.
So that's good information. That is absolutely true. Okay, but the fact that they then follow it up with animal foods such as wild-caught seafood, pasture-raised meats, eggs, and unsweetened dairy are also essential to the diet. That is a flat-out lie.
It's patently false.
It's not only patently false, it's dangerous because we have to remember there are certain things that you don't get in a vegan diet that you do get in an omnivorous diet that are highly detrimental to human health. Heme iron
Right.
and cholesterol
Right.
and saturated fats. This is not to say you can't get saturated fats in vegan food. You absolutely can. Watch
sure.
out for them regardless.
Sure.
But,
Not to mention the amount of toxins
yes.
in wild caught and farmed fish and land animals also.
That's right. The bioaccumulation
Yeah.
of toxins
Yeah.
is
There's
a
toxins
serious consideration.
in the muscle tissue. Okay, well, here's what really irks me about this article. Beyond the headline, which is really, really makes me angry, is below the article is this illustration of a human body with its organs and whatnot exposed, right?
Yes.
And it says health risks of a vegan diet. And then it has an arrow pointing to the head, depression, anxiety from omega-3 and zinc deficiencies, hair loss, protein, zinc, and iron deficiencies, dermatitis, zinc and protein deficiencies, hypothyroidism from iodine deficiencies. You get iodine in your salt. And here's something you should know, especially if you're feeding children on a vegan diet or on any diet for that matter. If you're using sea salt, because a lot of people do, use iodized sea salt because it is one of the few ways you're going to get iodine into your diet. Okay. Anemia from iron and vitamin B12 deficiencies, osteoporosis and bone fractures from vitamin D and calcium deficiencies. And that is a flat out lie. It's been proven that people who drink a lot of cow's milk
Are actually more prone to fracture.
and eat a lot of dairy are more prone to fractures and osteoporosis. And then sarcopenia from inadequate high-quality protein. Now, sarcopenia is like, it afflicts your muscle tissue.
It's muscle
like,
weakness.
Yes, it's like a breakdown of your muscle tissue.
Yeah.
So we should not even be walking around at this point, according to this diagram. I mean, we should just be laying on the floor.
Yeah. I mean, and
with
the
our
thing
hair falling
is-
out. And I'm,
Right. Yeah. No, neither of us are losing our hair.
Well, I am, but it runs in my family.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
The women notoriously lose their hair in my family. It has nothing to do with my veganism. My sister, who is an omnivore, is also losing her hair.
There you go.
So that's just the way it goes. You know, thanks, Mom, for those genes.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I do consider this article to be a bit irresponsible. And it's not that deficiencies can't cause these things. Deficiencies do cause these things. I remember I had quite a significant B12 deficiency several years ago. But
While you were an omnivore.
while I was an omnivore.
Yeah.
That's right. It has not been an issue since I went vegan. So that's something to consider as well. So while, yes, these deficiencies can cause these kinds of issues, generally speaking, it's not a guarantee that your vegan diet will lead to these deficiencies.
No.
If you are eating intelligently,
Yeah. If you're eating a whole foods, plant-based diet as a vegan, chances are you're not going to have any of
you're
these
going to be
issues.
just fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's highly irresponsible for a medical organization to be putting out information like this.
No argument.
You know, I mean, it's one thing, an opinion piece in Fox News. Okay, that makes me angry, but it's an opinion piece in Fox News, so I
Sure.
can, brush it off.
Yeah.
But when medical organizations are saying stuff like this, blatantly lying to people, it's dangerous.
I mean, I will just always say if people have nutrition questions when it comes to a vegan diet, two sources: nutritionfacts.org, all hail Michael Greger,
Sure.
and the Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine,
Yeah.
all hail Neil Barnard et al.
Right. And
Yes.
they give you the information. Not only do they give you the information, but they cite sources and studies. It's not just somebody saying this is how it is.
No, it's specific data.
Yeah.
So-
it's not, some studies have shown it's here's what we're telling you, and here are the studies to back it up. They always back it up.
Yes.
And that's important in this world of fake news that we're living in. This next one comes from kidspot.com, which I believe is an Australian website. And the headline is Research Has Bad News for Vegan and Vegetarian Moms.
Danish researchers have issued a warning that vegan and vegetarian moms may not be getting enough protein to sustain healthy pregnancies.
I'm sorry, I misspoke. This is an Austrian, not Australian. Austrian website. Yeah, so this article is saying that vegan women run a higher risk of developing life-threatening preeclampsia and having underweight babies. And here we go. A new study has found. Show us the study.
Well, they are giving some statistics from the study.
Yeah, they are. They are.
The study is not linked.
It's
in the
not linked
article,
to the study.
but-
Link is to the study.
So anyway, researchers analyzed data from 66,738 Danish pregnancies between 1996 and 2002. Of those, 65,872 women identified as omnivores, while 666 said they were fish and poultry vegetarians, 183 were vegetarians, and 18 were vegans. Based on a questionnaire completed mid-pregnancy, investigators found that protein intake was lower among vegetarians at 13.3% and vegans at 10.4% compared with omnivorous participants, 15.4%.
So they're talking strictly intake.
Yes. And they observed that lower protein intake might be tied to lower baby birth weight.
Might be tied to lower baby birth weight.
Yes. They also claimed that intake of micronutrients was also considerably lower among vegans, but when dietary supplements were taken into consideration, no major difference were observed.
So what they're talking about there is the lack of B12 and your omegas.
Yeah.
that we were just talking
that
about.
we were just talking about.
Yeah.
That if you are eating a broad range, largely whole food vegan diet, you are going to get most of those things that you may need to supplement for B12 if you're not getting it from fortified plant milk or from nutritional yeast, that kind of a thing. But I think what really needs to be looked at is the individual diets of the people in question.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, this is a questionnaire type study, okay? So this isn't a controlled study. This is a questionnaire-based study. There is one good thing in this article that it says that in Denmark, the veganism in the general population of Denmark has gone from being barely measurable in 2010 to 3% in 2022.
We love that.
Go Denmark.
Go Denmark.
So, yeah, I mean, I just don't like these kind of fear-mongering headlines, you know?
Yeah, I don't either.
I'm sure there's young vegan mothers out there that would see a headline like that and it would frighten them.
Sure.
And good luck finding a doctor that you can talk to about things like this. It's really difficult.
Yeah.
Because doctors don't study nutrition at all.
That's right.
You know, so.
And so again, I will say, get thee to nutritionfacts.org and get thee to PCRM.
Yeah.
Because there is plenty of very, very well-documented research stating that veganism is a healthful choice at any stage of life.
Yes. This next article comes to us from the Daily Mail in UK, and it's another fear-mongering headline.
Warning to vegans.
Warning.
Diet of meat, eggs, and milk is healthier than plant-based foods, a major review finds.
Okay. Are you seething yet?
So a report...
Let's, first of all, note where this report comes from.
So this report comes from the United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization.
Yeah, consider the source, people.
Always. They looked at more than 500 studies and concluded that animal sources of food offer crucial sources of much needed nutrients.
It's the same song and dance.
Yes, it is. So these nutrients include all of your macronutrients. So protein. Sure, we do know that animal products are
they contain
significant
protein.
Sources of protein.
Yes.
Fats. Yes.
Sure, you need
absolutely.
fats.
Carbohydrates, actually not so much.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
in milk products.
In milk products.
In the form of sugar.
In the form of sugar.
Sure.
That's right. But generally speaking, you're not getting the healthful complex carbohydrates that you get in fruits, vegetables, grains, and legumes.
Absolutely not.
From animal products.
Right.
Okay. As well as iron, calcium, and zinc, all of which are vital for health and development.
Yeah, so it goes on to say that these macro and micronutrients are hard to find in the required quality and quantity if you're following a vegan diet. And we know, again, untrue. These are false statements.
Yes.
Again, that study came from the United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization.
Yes, absolutely. What kind of irks me the most about this is that later in the article, it actually suggests that in adults, yogurt and milk consumption reduces the risk of all-cause death, high blood pressure, stroke, type 2 diabetes, colorectal and breast cancer, and osteoporosis.
Yeah.
This is so untrue. Like, this is so ridiculously untrue.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dairy is linked very, very specifically. You have to think about this. Dairy is nothing but hormones.
It's hormones made for calves so that they can grow quickly.
That's right.
So it's growth
hormone.
It's growth hormone.
And so what is cancer? It's growth. It's cell growth gone bonkers.
Yeah.
In a really negative way. And that growth is fueled by the hormones.
Bovine hormones.
That
absolutely.
are omnipresent in all dairy products.
Yes, absolutely. And women especially, it's linked to breast cancer. And this article, oh my God, I just want to kill this article. I want to stab this article over and over and over again.
That's really not vegan.
It's an article. I'm just talking about the article.
It's still not vegan.
It also goes on to tell you that beef consumption will improve your cognitive outcomes and protect against iron deficiency, which can cause dizziness, fatigue, headache, and irregular heartbeat and pale skin. Not pale skin. Wow.
And it states, and this kills me, or would if I ate this much beef, it actually states that eating 72 grams of beef each day is safe.
Is safe. Oh, so wrong.
No.
So very wrong. And your arteries would tell you so if you ate that much beef.
Now, the one thing they do get right is that people should not be consuming even small amounts of processed meat.
Yeah, processed meats are listed.
Deli meats, bacon, and sausage.
Yeah, they're listed as carcinogens.
They are carcinogens.
Yeah.
Yes, they are carcinogens.
Just like cancer-causing carcinogens, just like smoking. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, I mean,
they got that part right.
It's good that they included that. Yeah, it's good that they included that. But, this article, wow.
Yeah, again, just really irresponsible. You have to go back to the source. So this is the United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization.
Yeah.
Okay, so any kind of even remotely governmental body, and it could be argued that the United Nations isn't technically governmental, it's multi-governmental, but still,
sure,
all of these governments are looking to protect their industries.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yes, and so it's very, very likely that the studies that were commissioned or reviewed were coming from agriculture industries to begin with.
Yeah.
As opposed to, long-term, double-blind medical studies.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I'm just so angry. This last article, and thank God it's our last one, because I don't want to be angry anymore, comes from the Washington Examiner. And this is by Jason Reed. Was it Jason Reed that wrote the piece for Fox News? I think it was.
I believe it was, yes.
And Jason's at it again. He says, veganism harms the planet and our health. Jason. Oh, Jason. What are we going to do with this guy?
And you can tell that it's the same author because, again, the primary objection to veganism here is the mass production of soybeans and products made from soybeans.
It is. But he does go on to say that nature offers very few sources of protein that don't come from meat, milk, or eggs. Jason, that's not true. And there are only so many beans and lentils a person can eat. Are there? Really, Jason? Are there only so many that we can eat? We can eat beans and lentils and peanuts and nuts of all varieties that all contain protein. You can eat an avocado, contains tons of protein and good fat.
Yeah.
Jason?
Well, the thing is, he's editorializing there.
Oh, yeah,
Maybe
absolutely.
he feels that there are only so many beans and lentils that he can eat.
Right. Yeah.
But, he shouldn't be speaking for other people.
Yeah. I suppose.
Maybe he doesn't like beans and lentils. And for that, I'm sorry. Because, Jason, you're missing out on the beans and lentils.
Yeah, and then he goes on to talk about how non-dairy milks wreak environmental havoc. Now, we all do know there are some environmental impacts where some plant milks are concerned.
Yes.
Almond milks and all that.
And oat milks in particular.
Yeah, well, oat milks, yeah. Not only wreak environmental havoc, but will wreak havoc on your body because of all the toxins that are in oat crops. So
yes.
Really, if you're drinking oat milk products, drink them at a minimum or find organic.
Yes, it's essential.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know what to tell Jason other than just be quiet, Jason. You're wrong. Sit there in your wrongness and be wrong. I mean, these are opinion pieces, so
they are.
Got to give it a little bit of.
Well, and again, you have to consider the source.
Yeah.
I mean, we're looking here at the Washington Examiner.
Yeah,
which is
it's basically like the New York Post for Washington.
It's the New York Post for Washington.
Yeah.
It's and as I'm looking at the article, they've got Fox News up on their on their banners. So.
I think it is it leans right. definitely leans right. And we all know that Fox News is known to just blatantly put out incorrect stuff.
Oh, yeah.
The thing is, they put these articles out and they're really small. It'll say it's an opinion piece.
Yeah.
But people read it like it's news.
Well, right.
It's not news.
It's that whole idea that if you heard it on the news,
Yeah.
it must be true.
It's not news. It's Jason sitting in a coffee shop with his laptop going, dang, I hate legumes. I'm going to write an article about how much I hate legumes.
Yes.
And how legumes are ruining our planet.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you got to take it with a grain of salt, I suppose.
Always.
You know. But make sure that salt has iodine.
Well said.
Yeah. So that's enough of things that make us go grr.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Let's move on to some more happier things.
More happier?
Yes. Even more happier. I'm in a mood today. I don't know what the heck. All right. Let's talk about, let's give this week's helpful tip to help you encourage others to go vegan and stay vegan.
This is probably one of my favorites. Offer resources. Point your friends toward helpful resources like vegan cookbooks, websites, social media accounts, podcasts, recipe ideas, meal plans, and nutritional information.
Yeah, point them to us and we give them all kinds of information.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's really nothing better than information. And it's been my experience that most vegans get very passionate about their choice to be vegan, and there's a tendency to want to learn a lot about it.
Oh, I know we did. When we first
Yes.
went vegan, we were just sponges.
Yes, sucking up everything we could possibly suck
Yep,
up
reading
in
what
terms of learning about
Yep.
animal agriculture, learning about the environmental impacts of animal agriculture,
Absolutely.
learning about vegan nutrition, all of these things.
Yeah.
And we still do all these years later.
That's a good tip.
Yep. Information is great.
Information is key.
Power.
Give them one of your favorite vegan cookbooks, have them make a meal, or better yet, make them a meal and then give them the cookbook afterwards.
Yeah.
But yeah, that information is vital for people if they're curious.
Absolutely.
So, hey, it's time for our favorite portion of the show.
Must be listener shout out time.
It's listener shout out.
Just want to give a shout out to all my fans watching. I love you guys. I love you.
This week, our shout out goes to somebody who kind of fell into the cracks of the Compassion and Cucumbers studio email.
Really?
Yes, this is somebody who reached out to us way back in the Wayback Machine.
Oh, how cool.
Before we had a listener shout out.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So this week's listener shout out goes to Abra Wilder. So Abra reached out to us prior to our listener shout out segment, and we wanted to make sure that they got some recognition as one of our very first listeners.
Yeah. Thanks for listening, Abra, or Abra. If we're mispronouncing it, I'm really sorry. But thank you so much for listening. And I'm sorry that we didn't shout you out sooner, but you contacted us so far back. And I just happened to be going through some emails and caught your email. And I was like, oh my gosh, we've never shouted her out.
Nope.
Because we didn't have a shout out then.
Yeah.
So contact us with your t-shirt size and address so that we can send you a Compassion and Cucumbers swag bag. You can email us that information at compassionandcucumbers@gmail.com, or you can DM us on Instagram or private message us on Facebook.
And for the rest of you out there, if you want a listener shout out, just email or DM us. Let us know what you think of the show and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, and let's not forget that later this year we are holding a contest. So everybody that's been shouted out on our listener shout outs will be tossed into a hat. We're going to do like a random number generator kind of thing.
Cool.
Pick out a winner, and that winner will receive this beautiful Meeson chef knife.
Love it.
Yeah. So, yeah, nominate people if you know somebody that would enjoy that chef's knife. Nominate.
And I think we'll probably be doing that around, the third anniversary? So probably September?
Yeah, sometime between September and the holidays, I'm guessing.
That sounds good.
Yeah. It's time for this week's Vegan Org of the Week.
And this week we are celebrating Generation Vegan. Generation Vegan is a nonprofit dedicated to educating people about the environmental, ethical, personal, and public health benefits of adopting a plant-based lifestyle. They provide free nutritional guidance and support for people who are new to veganism, including their unique and inspirational 7 and 30-day vegan challenges. They provide free plant-based meals to essential workers and underserved communities in over 20 countries, and their $1 million challenges make headlines all over the world.
Yeah.
To learn more about their mission, go to genv.org.
Yeah, Gen V is a really cool organization. We did meet and listen to a couple of their representatives when we were in Washington, D.C. a couple of years ago.
For the AVA Summit.
Yeah, and it's a really cool organization.
It really is.
Oh my gosh, it's time to wrap this thing up already.
Well, go right ahead.
That's what happens when you get all angry and fired up and time just flies. Just a couple of calls to action for you before we wrap this thing up. Please join the Agriculture Fairness Alliance's Vegan Voter Hub. We always put the link in our show notes, and we'd really like for you to join that. Also, subscribe to our show on your favorite podcast app and on YouTube, and leave us a review and a rating if it allows you to. And last but not least, send us your favorite vegan recipes for our listener recipe series so that we can try them and talk about them on the show.
And with that, it's time to sign off. You have just listened to episode 136 of the Compassion and Cucumbers podcast, and there's nothing left to say but where cukes and compassion are always the fashion on the podcast.
Thank you, James.
Have a great week, everyone.
We'll talk to you next Tuesday.
We love you.
We do. Bye-bye.
The end.
If you'd like to support the Compassion and Cucumbers podcast, well, you can do that by hopping on over to our Patreon page and becoming a patron. We have all the recipes from our Vegan Kitchen series up there, and we'll be adding some patron-only episodes in the near future. So thank you for supporting us at whatever level that you choose, and thank you again for listening to Compassion and Cucumbers podcast.